Hey guys, Bolt Matrix here, and today we are taking a look at Machine Robo Series Shuttle Robo, otherwise known as Machine Robo Series number 7 from Action Toys. Just got this set from the Chosen Prime. It's also available over at the Big Bad Toy Store. Let's open them up and take a look. The vehicle mode is that of a now retired United States space shuttle. In GoBots, the figure was known as Spacey. It is a really nice shuttle mode, though the plastic does feel a little bit weird. One issue I do have is that the one wing on the left-hand side of the vehicle mode does not particularly like to stay pegged into place. I'm going to have to shave that peg down with an X-Acto knife a little bit just to get it to stay there. The overall shuttle mode is good and it works well, and it can fit on a stand by having this section or this piece pegged into the bottom of the shuttle mode, so it could just sit on a stand. I'm not going to assemble a stand for you guys. You've already seen that plenty of times. I like the space shuttle mode. Size-wise, here is Titan's Returns Chrome Dome, so you can get an idea of the overall length of the shuttle and the width. The transformation into robot mode is a little bit on the tricky side, simply because the directions come with the figure in robot mode, going to shuttle mode, which is always weird. I always hate that. That's just a personal pet peeve of mine. If you ship a product in the alt mode, have the transformation go from the alt mode to the robot mode, not the other way around, please. Okay, thanks. Bye. It's not a particularly hard transformation, though there is a lot of panel flipping and panel unpegging on the figure, which is not my favorite thing in the world for a transformation. I don't think it's the favorite thing for a lot of people. It's nowhere near as bad as, say, a Masterpiece Transformer, but it's annoying nonetheless. So, as you can see, I'm just kind of unpegging things and flipping other pieces out. I'm not going to walk you through the transformation step by step, as that could get kind of droll and boring. The one part of the transformation I do need to make reference to, though, is the flipping of these panels on the bottom. It gets to a point where there feels like there's a lot of resistance, but you have to keep pushing past that and creaky plastic in order to get the transformation to occur, and then you unpeg it from the sides of the hips. That creaky plastic you just heard is really, really disconcerting. Now, Spacey was one of the figures that I never got a hold of. I've never seen it in person. I've never had a chance to transform it myself. Whoops, slipped a ball joint. I've always wanted to, because the space shuttle growing up was awesome, even though I've seen in my lifetime a couple of them. Well, let's just say bad things have happened and leave it at that. Transformation is not hard, but just, man, I hate popping ball joints. I really do. I do not like the feeling of popping a ball joint, especially on a new figure. It's just really, really not something I like. The robot mode we end up with looks pretty darn cool, but could use some more detailing. The white and black aesthetic works well, though, and I do really appreciate that head sculpt. It can also store the weapons on its back, or I should say the backpack fuselage that it has going here. You open the top of the shuttle and then put the different pieces together on the back of the pack. The only issue, though, is getting this one little clip piece, or I should say magazine, out of the back. Now that we got those pieces out of the way, or off, we can then assemble what is there's no getting around the bush. It's a sniper rifle. I love that. I love the fact that maybe it's not a sniper rifle. I don't care. It looks like a sniper rifle to me. It works. I love the fact that the space shuttle robot has a giant sniper rifle. Featuring 20 points of articulation, the figure is pretty posable. However, the bulk of the alt mode just gets in the way in not even inconceivable, in every annoying occurrence. So there is that to contend with. The other thing that I really don't care for is the figure is a bit floppy in the torso. Nothing I don't think I could fix, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to unscrew these 3 screws and then dab some thing in there to tighten it up. I love the look of the figure in robot mode. It's just not the most posable thing due to the bulk of the alt mode. The transformation back into vehicle mode is a little bit on the annoying side, simply because you've got pieces that snap into place in a certain spot that are right next to a ball joint that easily pops off, as you just saw. But I can't argue with the aesthetic of the figure once you get everything situated correctly. And, stop popping ball joints left and right, because that would be real nice. I'm sure Shuttle Robo would appreciate that. It's a good figure. It really is. But there are some quality control issues that I'm really worried about. Not least of which is the plastic. I think the plastic feels very similar to that of Bike Robo. And that Bike Robo's plastic did not feel good, and still to this day does not feel good at all. So what does that mean for the rest of the line going forward? I honestly don't know. I really do like the direction Action Toys is going. I'm really happy to have more GoBots or Machine Robo figures coming out, but again, I am worried, because if Space, or I keep calling it Spacey, if Shuttle Robo is an indication of what we're getting going forward, I don't know if I want to keep collecting these, because the plastic on Shuttle Robo, this plastic doesn't feel right. It just doesn't. It just doesn't. And I know a ton of you out there hate it when us toy reviewers go, oh, this figure doesn't feel right, or the plastic doesn't feel right. There is a fragility to some of the pieces on this figure that don't need to be there, if that's a better way to describe it. And little things like the tabs and the tab holes for the tips of the wings being missized, and the creakiness of the overall figure. I mean, literally, the figure is making creaking sounds as I move pieces around. That is very, very worrisome. It's a good figure. It's a pleasant design. I just worry about its longevity. So, okay, thank you for watching the video review of Machine Robo Series number 7, Shuttle Robo. Do me a favor and hammer that like button and give me a subscribe. It really helps me out. As always, I am Bolt Matrix, and I will catch you next time.